I'm going to take a sip of my coffee before we begin the video. Hey everyone, Cookie Crumb Fun here, and here we talk about Trim Healthy Mama and our homeschool. In today's video, we're going to talk about some beginner tips for Trim Healthy Mama. I'm going to share with you some things that I think should be in your Trim Healthy Mama beginner's pantry. These will be no special ingredients, but then at the end, I'm going to share with you a few things that I think are necessary if you're to the point where you're willing to buy the special ingredients. So stay tuned to see what they are. So welcome back to Cookie Crumb Fun. I'm Claire. As I said, I'm going to share with you what I think are some staples for beginners. Now, we're all going to think that some staples are different from, your lifestyle. So the way you eat is going to be different. You may not be able to have nuts. You may be dairy free. You may be whatever it is that you are. You understand, gluten free and all that sort of thing. So it all depends on that sort of part of your Trim Healthy Mama journey. But I just want to share with you some basics. I did a video, probably more than 6 months ago. I'll try to find it, whether if it's in the iCard above or down in the description box. I'll put a link to the video where I shared with you what's in my Trim Healthy Mama pantry and my Trim Healthy Mama refrigerator. And I think that video will be helpful to some of you that are just starting out, so you can see the basic foods. I am trying to go back to basics, and I'm trying not to buy a whole lot of special ingredients. Back in New York, I was unable to get a lot of the special ingredients unless you order them online. Here in California, we have a store called Sprouts, and they have a lot of those ingredients that I couldn't buy before. And plus, I shop at Winco for our regular groceries, and they have a bulk department with all the flours and nutritional yeast, all that stuff in it. It is amazing. So I'm going to get right into this, and hopefully my children are going to be quiet. They're playing a game out in the living room. All right, so first thing I'm going to do is share with you sweeteners. You purchase whatever Trim Healthy Mama sweetener that you want to buy, whether you want to purchase from Trim Healthy Mama, and I highly recommend purchasing from Trim Healthy Mama because this is Trim Healthy Mama. We need to support them in any way possible, whether you're buying their drinks, their recipe cards, their shirts. My husband gave me a shirt for my birthday, and I just love the shirt. Whether you buy their flours, their protein powder, whatever it is that you're willing to buy, that is how you can support them. But if you are unable to afford those things, you can get sweeteners at your grocery store. Sprouts sells, and Whole Foods sells the xylitol, the erythritol, all sorts of different sweeteners. But this pure can be found at Walmart. Everybody can find this at Walmart, and this is great. I think that it works great in your sweets. And then for my coffee and any shakes, I use this Sweet Leaf Stevia, pure stevia. I wrote the date 12/22 because that's when I first used it. Today is the 3rd of March, and it's right to here, right? So it probably started just underneath this thing here, but that's pretty good. Now, I was told that the Trim Healthy Mama Stevia lasts you about 6 months, so I think one day I am going to be buying their stevia because I am very pleased with this, but this costs more than the Trim Healthy Mama stevia. But also, I incorporate the cost of shipping into the cost of the product, okay? And you can't get it on Amazon. Well, if you do buy it on Amazon, they do the suggested manufacturer retail price, not the Trim Healthy Mama price, if you know what I mean. So that makes it higher. So anyway, back to these items. Coconut oil is another thing. This is a staple. Everybody sells it. It used to be a special ingredient, but it's not. This is available any store, anywhere. Just go and buy some. And you also could use the spray. Depending on how you feel about these aerosol bottles and the ingredients inside of them, you choose the one that you are comfortable using. But this is great for the muffin cups and a quick spray on the pan and whatnot, okay? So that's with the coconut oils. If you want to consider extra virgin olive oil an ingredient, go ahead. But I mostly cook everything with the coconut oil. All right, cocoa powder. All right, we have the Hershey's because Winco did not have any other brand except Hershey's. They didn't have a Winco brand, but they do sell it in the bulk department at Winco. See, they have everything. It is like Trim Healthy Mama staples are in the bulk department at Winco. I'm just so amazed and blessed by that. Cocoa powder, you need that? Yes, you do. All right, so I showed you the sweeteners. Baking powder, everybody should have baking powder already, probably in their kitchen pantry, but you need this to make your cakes and your muffin in a mug. And vanilla. You purchase whatever vanilla that you're able to afford, whichever one your store has. Walmart sells this in the Hispanic area, And this is a Mexican of vanilla, and it's delicious, and it's this huge bottle. Can you see how big that is? I don't know. I'll compare it to this. See how big that is? $1.50. And it's real, okay? It's wonderful. So the next thing is apple cider vinegar. You're gonna need to stay hydrated. If you're a beginner, you're gonna wanna try all the different versions of the Good Girl Moonshine, okay? GGMS. And you're gonna need the apple cider vinegar with the mother. This is a must on Trim Healthy Mama. I bought this in the beginning, and I tried the Good Girl Moonshines. Caramel apple is my favorite, but there's so many ways that you can make it with teas, with herbal teas. You steep your tea, add some ice and all this other ingredients, and it's fantastic. I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee real quick. We just got a hailstorm, so it's really chilly right now. Okay, so the next thing, since we just talked about vanilla extract, I'm gonna be talking about extracts in general. Now, Watkins is sold at Walmart. Back in New York, they sold it at Walmart. Here in California, they sell it at Walmart, but I cannot find it at Winco. I don't know if Safeway and those other stores. I never shop there. Food's expensive at those stores. So anyway, you get all sorts of extracts depending on how you feel about the imitation compared to the real. There's the caramel, the maple, the butter, peppermint, everything you can imagine for your Good Girl Moonshines to make all sorts of different flavors. There's cherry, there's orange, there's root beer. You can make a root beer float, a Trim Healthy Mama root beer shake with cream cheese and the root beer extract. It's so good. You've got to try that. So those can be found. I don't think that those are special ingredients. You're going to spend $3 to $4 on a bottle, but it's going to last you a long time. So maybe, once or twice a month, you could just pick up one and, fill your pantry that way. All right, pink Himalayan salt. This is a must. Stop buying the white table salt. Don't buy it anymore. I buy this at the bulk department at Winco. I put it in this little candy jar. I have, now you can also get it at places like TJ Maxx. I don't know if Ross has it. What's that store I buy? Home Goods. They have that food area where they sell specialty pastas and vitamins and coffees. They also have a whole bunch of the pink Himalayan salts, and that's where I buy this. Also at Winco. And you need to get the pink stuff. Start using the pink stuff. Another thing, well, I consider this an important ingredient because popcorn is one of those foods that I cannot live without. Popcorn and coffee are Claire's favorite foods. They are. That's really good. So, popcorn. I am going to be making a video this week about making popcorn in your Instapot. I'm so excited. Okay, anyway, whole kernels found in the bulk department at Winco. I can get those. Oh, I got to share with you my little shaker. I got this at, I don't know the name of that store. Dasani? Dazo? I don't know what it's called. Do you guys know what I mean? It's a Japanese store. It's like a Japanese Dollar Tree. Anyway, these stainless steel glass bottles have these small, medium, and large holes. And I got this for my nutritional yeast. So I put it in here. It's fantastic. I love it. $1.50 for these. Anyway, okay, now oat flour. This is just ground up oats. I made a whole bunch extra so I didn't have to do it every single time I made a video. This is not like a must-have thing because you can just blend it up when you make the recipe, all right? Like when you make the Bust-A-Myth banana cake, you need to have some whole oatmeal and some ground oats. So I just made extra the last time I made it so that I would have some on hand and not have to do it. That's all I did with that, okay? That is ground up oats. You need old-fashioned oats. I just labeled it old-fashioned oats. It's the big flakes, okay? That's what you're gonna need to make all your oatmeal yummy desserts and breakfasts and stuff, okay? Then flax meal. Flax meal I get in the bulk department at Winco. It is fantastic. It is such a blessing that it's there. And I just bought some and filled this up. You need this to make your flours. Brown rice. Now everybody feels differently about brown rice. I know there's a debate going on about brown rice. Some people use, I'm going to say it wrong, Batsami? Batsmami, I don't know. You know what I mean, right? Basami? I don't know. I'm totally saying it wrong because I don't pay attention to it because I just use brown rice. But if you use whatever rice you use, just stop using the white rice. Use the brown rice or one of those other ones that are plant approved, if they are. I don't know. I don't pay attention because this is all I use. And have it on hand. and even make some ahead and stick it in the freezer. All right, unsweetened coconut. I get this in the bulk department. I save my jars. I get this in the bulk department at Winco. I need to get some more. I want to make those fudgy no-bake cookies. All right, now here's an ingredient that used to be a special ingredient that I don't think is anymore. Peanut flour. All right, I buy this on Amazon. I'll have a link below to this. And for roughly, what? How much is it? $11, $12? You get this 2 pound, 1 pound. How much is it? I don't remember. I'm so sorry. Container. It fills up 2.5 of these jars. That's how much it is. And you only use like 2 tablespoons at a time. So it lasts a very long time. It's going to last you probably 6 months, even if you use it a couple times a week. If you make the peanut chunky butter, or if you make a peanut butter shake or cookies, you're going to want this, okay? Now, you can buy the Trim Healthy Mama one. They have like every food product just about available, don't they? If you're not willing to order online, you can purchase the Jif at your grocery store. It is unsweetened. Now, be careful because there are some like this that have sugar in it, okay? These, you do not want peanut flour that has sugar. Now, don't worry about if it says anything about sugar here. You're going to want to look in the ingredients, and if the ingredients say sugar, then that's where you're going to, oh, here, ingredients. Peanut, dried cane syrup, salt, okay? Oh, I thought it said sorbitol. I got scared for a minute. I'm using this for my kids. Somebody gave it to me, but my kids use it. All right, it has sugar in the ingredients list, okay? A lot of things have the natural sugar. I should talk about that in another video, but you're not going to want to use that. There's some sort of protein. There's some sort of peanut flour that you can buy at the store and at like Costco and stuff. Don't buy it. It has sugar in it. All right. Now, if you already bought it, just use it sparingly and don't freak out, okay? Because if you're a newbie, you're like, oh no, I already bought it. It's in my pantry. I've been using it for months. Don't freak out. It's not going to ruin things, but you do need to wean yourself off of the sugar is all really what it is. Almond flour. I get my almond flour in the bulk department. That's what it looks like. All right. It's a little darker. You can buy it. This used to be a special ingredient, I think, when I first started, because I couldn't hardly find it anywhere. I had to go to Nature's Marketplace. It was special. So I have that and coconut flour. Now, this container of coconut flour, I used to shop at BJ's back in New York. I think BJ's is like Costco, but only on the East Coast. And they sold this kind. I buy it now in bulk and I just reuse the container. But this smells so good. Oh, that smells so good. Anyway, this is a staple. There is many recipes that you're going to need to use this for. And I'm going to talk about the 3 of those flours in a minute. All right? I know I went through this fast, but that's really all that you need in your pantry. If I'm missing something, I'll make a comment down below, but I went through my cupboards and I looked through everything. I'm like, this is what I need. Whether you buy it from Trim Healthy Mama or your local grocery store, you get what you're able to afford. And if you have a Winco, go check the bulk department. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you are some things that right now, I've been on Trim Healthy Mama for 4 years. And I do not consider these special ingredients anymore. But 4 years ago, I consider them a special ingredient. So if, depending on where you are in your walk of Trim Healthy Mama, your lifestyle, this may or may not be a special ingredient. As I mentioned in my Trim Healthy Mama beginners video, how I lost 43 pounds a couple weeks ago, I shared with you how I did not buy anything extra. I bought the flours because they were available. I had to buy a big container like the Bob's Red Mill or whatever. And that's really all as far as we went. I did not buy protein powder. I did not buy the Glucy or anything. One last thing, I just remembered this. This is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum may be more available to you than the Glucy, because the Glucy is something that you need to order from Trim Healthy Mama or from online or get it at a specialty store. And this is xanthan gum. When I first started Trim Healthy Mama, I found xanthan gum in the gluten-free area, and it came with those little packets like yeast comes in. And one of those packets lasted me a good month or two because you didn't use it very much. You only use like a 1/4 teaspoon, and it's like 2 teaspoons in there. All right, so I would consider this a non-special ingredient because you can buy it in the store, but there's a lot of things that I used to 4 years ago couldn't buy in the store that you can now. So I'm going to go talk about those now. These are ingredients that I would consider for a beginner special ingredients, but for me, the novice, I'm not considering them special ingredients. Lily's chocolate chips, all right? Lily's chocolate chips. These are available back in New York. I couldn't find these anywhere. And the one place we ended up finding them was at a health food store, and they were like $8. I was like, I'm not spending $8. These were on sale for $4 at Sprouts during the holidays, and we stocked up. So right now, this is stevia sweetened chocolate chips. That's what I purchased. All right. Now, the other thing that I did not purchase until like 2 years ago, like 2 years into Trim Healthy Mama, is the collagen. I buy the Great Lakes collagen in the green bottle. I put it in my coffee. I make homemade baking blend, and it's in my baking blend. I love this stuff. My hair grows faster. My hair has less gray, and it is healthier because of this. I guarantee you that's the reason why. All right. The other thing that I would consider a special ingredient for a newbie, but that might have changed because this is 4 years later. I did not buy protein powder until, what, 6 to 8 months, 6 months, I would say, into my journey of Trim Healthy Mama, because I used, in shakes, I just used cottage cheese. All right, this is the brand that I buy, Piping Rock. You order it online. It's in New York. It takes a good week to get here. You can order it off of Amazon also, but it still takes a week. You're just ordering through Amazon, and Piping Rock is mailing it to you. I will have a link below to this. I bought this container probably back in September, and it's lasted me this long, and I'm still not going to need it anymore anytime soon. So I only put like a half a scoop in a shake because I use shakes as a snack and not a meal. So this, for me right now, this is a must-have. But for a beginner, it's not really, because you can find your ways around it, okay? And then the Glucy. This is a brand new bottle of Glucy. I've just used it once. This is what you use instead of the xanthan gum, okay? You only need a little bit in your shake, thicken sauces, soups, all sorts of things, okay? You can order that online or find it at a health food store. Trader Joe's vitamin C crystals, all right? This is what I put in drinks. You can put it in your singing canary. You can, right now everybody's using the baobab powder. You can use it with that for an extra boost of vitamin C, or if you don't have baobab. I don't know if Trader Joe still sells this because I bought it a while ago. I should see if it's expired or not. Nope. And so that is what I would consider a special ingredient, because you don't have to add that to your singing canary. It is optional, but it is helpful. All right. And then we have the Celtic sea salt. This is the gray salt. Can you see it inside? This is chunky gray salt. Can you see that inside? Trim Healthy Mama sells some, don't they? And I would consider this a special ingredient. I found this at Sprouts. Wegmans had it back in New York in their Nature's Marketplace. You can get a grinder of it. This lasts an extremely long time. I ran out of pink Himalayan salt before I ran out of this. Because if you're having a problem with stevia tasting bitter or not, you're just not adjusting well to it, put a pinch of the salt in your coffee or your shake or whatever, and it just helps even out the stevia. So that's that. And then, did I show you everything else? Yes, I did. Now, the other thing that I still haven't found online is oat fiber. Do not get this mixed up, beginners, with oat flour. Oat flour is just ground up oatmeal. Oat fiber is pure fiber, okay? And it is like negative, there's no carbs in this because it's fiber. So it doesn't taste great by itself, but then when you mix it with your other things, it's just fine. You order this online from Nutrition, Swanson's might have it. I'm sure you can get it off of Amazon, but those places have set shipping costs. I think Nutrition does, like everything's like $5 no matter how much you buy or something like that. I'm not sure if I'm mixing things up. So baking blend, all right? I make my own baking blend. For roughly 2 years, all I did was I took coconut flour, almond flour, and flax meal, and I took a 1/4 cup of each to make a cup, so it would be even amounts, and I was able to make all the desserts with it. Now, with the new Trim Healthy Mama table cookbook, with some of the recipes, I've noticed that does not work, especially the bread, the wonderful white blender bread. It didn't work good in that. So I went ahead on YouTube and I made Neely's baking blend. I'll have a link below to the video that I made of it, and you can check out her video. Most of you know about her channel, and she makes a lot of Trim Healthy Mama videos, but I don't think she follows Trim Healthy Mama anymore. But she has that awesome baking blend recipe, and it's awesome. It has all those things in it. It has glucine in it. It has the protein powder in it. It has oat fiber in it, and it has the collagen in it. Now, I'm running low. I need to make some because I'm going to be making a cake. But that is not a must-have ingredient, okay? All those things, because there's like 5 or 6 ingredients in that baking blend. If you want a baking blend that is economical and you can afford, just use your coconut flour, your flax meal, and your almond flour, and just use equal amounts in your muffins in a mug, or you can whip up a container of yourself and, you know, make your own. You probably, if you have oat fiber, you can probably put like half, like if you use 1/3 of a cup each, use like 1/4 of a cup of the oat fiber. You don't need as much. That's what I do. I just throw in a little bit of oat fiber to even it out. But that's what you can do to make your baking blend to start off with if you don't have all the other ingredients, you know, to make Neely's baking blend, which is a fantastic copycat of the Trim Healthy Mama one, in my opinion. Or you can just buy it. If you're able to afford it, go ahead and buy the Trim Healthy Mama stuff. So that is just a quick look into the things that I have in my pantry, the basic things that I think are for the beginner, and then a few things at the end that I just showed you that I think are a necessity for those who have been on plan a long time, or if you can't afford buying all these special ingredients, all right? So I hope this video was helpful to you. I hope that it opened up your eyes to see, oh, I'm doing okay. Oh, I don't have to buy all that stuff, because you really don't. If you're a newbie, do not look at the Trim Healthy Mama table, the Trim Healthy Table cookbook, and get overwhelmed, because you can. You can get overwhelmed with all these new recipes. Go back to basics and look at the recipes that have no special ingredients in it from the first cookbook, and you're going to do just fine. You're going to do just fine. You don't need to freak out. You can just relax and eat and lose weight and get healthy. So I hope all of this was helpful. Now, another thing, this is not for my pantry, but this is Zevia soda. If you are having problems with soda, buy some Zevia. It's always on sale at Amazon. Everyone's sharing coupon codes and I always miss it. But I have a Sprouts and it's always on sale at Sprouts. And if you have a Whole Foods, if you buy a certain, like a case amount, you get like 20% off or something like that. Is that right? Put down in the comments if you know what it is. So anyway, I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you as a beginner, this was encouraging to you. If you are not a beginner and you think of some things that are not special ingredients for your pantry, please put them in the comments below so that we can help encourage the newbies, encourage the beginners in Trim Healthy Mama so that they don't get overwhelmed, that they don't want to quit right away. Because like I told you before, I cried on my second day. I will not forget that. I cried. On day 2, I thought I knew what I was doing, but I didn't. Ooh, I just found another ingredient. MCT oil. I would consider this a regular ingredient for Trim Healthy Mama, but it's also a special ingredient because I got this at Sprouts. This was on sale for $20, but you can buy from Trim Healthy Mama or you can buy from Amazon or any other places, and it's really great to put in your coffee, and you need it for the peanut junkie butter and different things. So that's going to be it for today. If you have any prayer requests, please put them down below. If you're new and you're still struggling, I would love to pray for you. Just let me know. And if you let me know before, I am praying for you. I want this to be a success for all of you. I want us to encourage each other. I want us to be able to support each other in our lifestyle and not get on each other's case where, well, you're eating off plan. You're eating ingredients. Do you know what's inside that ingredient? You know those preservatives that are inside of that. Let's not do that. Let's just encourage and try to build each other up and not bring someone to failure. All right, we can be encouraging and we can be discouraging without even realizing it, and I want us all to be encouraging. God loves us all. God wants our bodies to be healthy to serve him. I have a verse down in my description box that explains it all, and it is, what know ye not, that your body is the temple of the Holy Ghost, which is in you, which ye have of God. You're not your own, you're bought with a price. Therefore glorify God in your body and your spirit, which are God's. This body is God's. All right. Talked in my homeschool video how my children are mine, but they're God's. God's just lending them to me. And so this body, God's just like lending it to you. It belongs to the Lord. If you're a child of God, you need to put the food in your mouth that is good for you so that you can do what the Lord wants you to do with your life. Okay, so this is the end. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget the prayer request below. Be a blessing. See you next time.